you have your sleep opportunity, your time in bed, and what we want to do is we want to do that for a week. So we want to do your target for a week. And then at the end of the week, we want you to look at your sleep log, and if you're falling asleep quickly and sleeping through the night, now remember, a wake up to go to the bathroom, falling right back to sleep is not a wake up. That doesn't count as wake up. But if you're falling asleep pretty quickly and sleeping through the night with that one caveat, then you can add 30 minutes. Well, this one says 15. You can add 15 to 30. Depends on how tired you are during the day. But what we're doing here is we're compressing your sleep down to get it straight through the night and to get high quality sleep, and then expanding it out and slowly moving that circadian clock out.
So is it 15 to 30 minutes for the next week, or
add 15 to 30 minutes
for the next
for,
week?
yeah, total on your total sleep time. So you were starting at 6?
It's 6. Is my
Yeah, so you do that for a week, and then if you were found that with 6 hours you were falling asleep quickly within a half hour, not awake a lot through the night, yeah, then add a little bit. And what we're doing then is we're expanding that circadian clock. We're expanding your sleep window. Yeah.
So if we're adding 15 minutes, would that be we get to sleep in 15 minutes more, or we get to go to bed 15 minutes
You can
earlier?
decide where you want to add it.
Okay.
Usually we keep that morning time constant. I mean, usually, you know, I've got to be up at 6 in the morning.
Right.
Except for Saturday and Sunday, but on Saturday and Sunday we want you to get up at 6 at the same time, that same set time, just for a few weeks. You don't have to do it forever. This is just a few weeks, but yeah, you're better off to see, because if you sleep in, you're not going to bed that night with as much sleep debt. Make sense? So, but you can add it at either end. If you can sleep in 15 more minutes, great. And you might want to even go to bed a little earlier and go to bed a little bit later to first shrink, and then say, well, the first thing I'm going to do is add 15 minutes down here. That would be fine too. So you can choose where you want to do that. Okay, other questions? So everybody has a sleep schedule, a sleep plan. Now, of course, the other side of it is, if you find that you are having a lot of trouble falling asleep, and you're waking up in the middle of the night, or you're waking up in the middle of the night quite a bit, we'll want to do a little bit more compression. So you would knock off 15 minutes or a half hour, 15 minutes, and do that for another week. So what we've got, we've set up 3 trials, 3 weeks of experiments. So you can do a week, modify it, and modify it.
I'm worried about the anxiety about, you know, only having 6 hours, because I have a time I go to bed, and if I miss that time frame, I'm dust. So I'm worried about how the anxiety would interfere in my sleep, because if I have to go to bed at 1 o'clock, you know, because I want to wake up at 7, that would create a lot of anxiety for me.
Well, I have 2 caveats to that, or 2 responses. One is, if you're getting 6 hours, if you have 6 hours in bed, pretty soon when you go to bed you're going to be sleepy, and it's not going to matter too much how anxious you are. So your sleep debt is going to override your anxiety.
Okay.
The second thing is that our next session in 3 weeks, we're going to specifically address that anxiety arousal issue.
Okay.
So well, the first thing we're doing is trying to get your sleep compressed and get good quality sleep through the night. And then next time we'll be doing a relaxation process and do that. So.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that's going to work for me, because I find that I'm falling asleep during the day without meaning to. Like little micro naps, it's really embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be doing something. And so I don't know how I'm going to be building that sleep debt.
Yeah, and the micronaps are really major difficulties because they pay off sleep debt, so then you're not going to bed as much. And so there's several things that you can try. You can work at having more caffeine. You can up your caffeine level in the morning. That will definitely help. Working at being active, avoiding those kind of contexts where you tend to fall asleep, you know, especially at the 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, sitting down to read a book or to read a newspaper. You know, oftentimes we can figure out kind of places where we tend to fall asleep. You know, you might want to avoid that easy chair for the next few weeks. And all of this is temporary. All of this is short term. My experience has been that we get good sleep quality, we expand out your sleep thing, and then you can be a lot less rigid about it. But for the next few weeks, I want you to get curious about how much sleep you really need and what the best sleep schedule is for you. So yeah, please.
So just to make sure I understand, with the, like if we have a schedule for the next few weeks, and if I'm not sleeping well, then I actually reduce the amount of time. So I'm actually having less sleep.
Less
when
sleep
I-
Okay. Exactly. Yes. It's
So
what I call the
ironically, it
sleep
looks better.
paradox.
Okay.
And the paradox is that you sleep better after less sleep. And the common sense, the experience is I'm tired, I'm sleepy, I need more sleep. And it leads you to do exactly the wrong thing. It leads you to do just exactly the wrong thing. So, you know, you don't get a good night's sleep, and you're so tired during the day, you take a nap,
That's what I always do.
and then that night, you've paid off a bunch of sleep debt. So you're not going to bed with as much sleep debt. You're not going to sleep as well. Tomorrow you're going to be tired. You see? And so that's one of those kind of habits.